Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Today, we'll be talking about how family environment, including the resources and parenting practices at home, plays such a huge role in shaping student success. As educators, we all want to give our students the best chance to thrive, and understanding what they experience at home, I believe, is key to that. So, let's dive into that. So, we often are always talking about how students are doing in school, all the data. But what happens at home is just as important as that. If not, I believe it's more. The way a family supports their child through love, time, and resources plays a huge role in how that child learns and grows. Studies show that it's not just about how much money a family has, but what they do with what they have. Things like reading together, having conversations at dinner, and encouraging curiosity, those can all make a world of a difference. It's no secret that socioeconomic status, basically how much money and resources a family has, can create big gaps in educational outcomes. Families that are struggling financially often don't have the luxury of time, materials, or sometimes even emotional energy to focus on learning. And yes, it's heartbreaking because we know kids from low SES families aren't any less capable. They just don't have the same opportunities to access tools and support for learning. The environment at home can shape everything from vocabulary development to school readiness. So let's think about it like this. Having a bookshelf full of books or a computer at home gives kids a huge advantage. But what happens when those resources aren't available? Studies have shown that kids from higher income families are more likely to have things like books, computers, or even just quiet places to do homework. It breaks my heart when I think about how much potential is being held back just because a child doesn't have that same access at home. Another important factor is how parents interact with their children. In households where parents are stressed, maybe because of financial pressures or other issues, there's oftentimes for the kinds of interactions that support learning. Imagine trying to help your child with homework after a long day when you're worried about bills or working multiple jobs or have multiple kids that you need to attend to. It's tough and it impacts how children see learning and school. On the flip side, when parents are involved, when they ask their kids how their day was or read a book together, they can make a world of a difference. And it's not just about money. Race plays a part too. Families of color, especially black families, tend to have fewer resources, like reading materials compared to their white peers, even when they're in the same income bracket. And that's the harsh reality that impacts achievement. For example, around 85% of high SES families have computers at home, but only 20% of low SES families do. This digital divide makes learning harder for those who already face other barriers. The way parents raise their kids, the values they emphasize, and the time they invest in learning all vary, especially across different income levels. We know that children in higher income households often get more one on one time with their parents, and parents tend to invest more in things like educational activities. That's not because parents in low income families care any less, but because they often really don't have it. They may have fewer resources, whether it's time, energy, or money, to pour into those activities. So, to wrap everything up, I believe family matters. The love, support, and resources a child gets at home sets the stage for their entire educational journey. As educators, we have to recognize that not all families have the same access to resources or the ability to engage in their child's learning in the same way. That's why it's on us to provide extra support in the classroom and to advocate for policies that make learning equitable for all students. Every child has the potential to succeed. Our job is to make sure they have what they need to get there. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Goodbye for now.